And I'd like to first start with our outgroup, which is the towel. As you'll see, this tree focuses on different types of blankets, and the towel is the outgroup because it could function as a blanket. However, it's not as comfortable, and that's not its intended purpose. Now we can focus on the evolution of blanket products. This top operational taxonomic unit, or OTU, consists of Snuggies and the Comfy. These two are grouped together as they do have sleeves and you're able to wear them around without the blanket falling off of you. The next OTU, we have swaddles and sleeping bags. Both of these wrap the individual up and are able to completely cover them and function a tad bit different. This arm of the phylogenetic tree is the more full coverage option to blankets. They fully wrap you so you aren't exposed to any air, so you won't get cold. Moving on to the next part of this tree, where it diverges from a common ancestor at this node here, it splits into the first clade, or the first OTU, with a comforter and a duvet. These are very similar items, except a comforter comes all packaged together. The outward design is connected to the inner blanket, whereas the duvet, the cover is the design that you would see on the outside, and it's not connected to the blanket on the inside. These are also thicker and much larger than a regular blanket. So then we move from their common ancestor at this node to form blankets and a knitted blanket. These differ from comforters and duvets because they are much thinner. They're very soft, and how blankets and knitted blankets split from each other, from their common ancestor, is their weave. So blankets have a much tighter weave, whereas with knitted blankets, they have a much larger stitch, and air can get in much easier, meaning heat can escape, and they're just not as warm overall. This is an outgroup rooted tree. At this node right here, this is actually the root of the tree. The internal nodes are everywhere that the tree split. So if we were to say the most recent common ancestor for the Snuggie and the towel, that would be all the way at the root. Whereas if we were to say the most common ancestor for the Snuggie and the Comfy, that is just their most recent node. The individuals with the shortest branches are most closely related to each other and that are connected by the same branch. So the Snuggie and the Comfy are most related, the swaddle and the sleeping bag are most related, etc. This phylogenetic tree represents cladogenesis. It's the formation of new groups through evolutionary divergence, meaning that it is not anagenesis, is species formation without branching.